them hurricanes.
What up is YouTube? What they do, Caniacs? Caniac Chris here with episode number 7 of Calhouns Fingernail. Fresh off that LSU ass whooping we took in Dallas. I was there, I saw it in person. I was going to do this video a lot earlier in the week, but I didn't have no voice. I actually went hoarse over that touchdown we got in the first quarter that they got called back. It didn't even count. But yeah, what can I say, man? It's like the three things the fan base was most worried about all off season is still big question marks for our team. We don't have answers for. I wouldn't say it's the only three reasons we lost, but there were pretty big reasons. The reason I'm referring to was QB play, O-line play, and offensive play calling. I won't harp too much on offensive play calling because when you dig yourself a hole that deep that early, it's only so much you can do from a play calling standpoint. You gotta pass. You become one-dimensional. Just try to make a game out of it to get back into the game. Same with the O-line play. You know, the defense at LSU, they stacked the box, took away the run real effectively. Hats off to David Randa for that one. He's one of the best DCs in the country, the highest paid one in the country for that reason. But yeah, when you let the team stack the box on defense and the quarterback doesn't make them pay for it by playing against what I think is our elite wide receiver core on the island one-on-one with their DBs, I don't know what you can do. Our special teams didn't show up to play. We had several shank punts from deep in our own territory that let LSU's offense live in very good field position all night long. And that Trajan Bandy ejection in the first quarter that I thought was bullshit was huge, man, because really everywhere Joe Burrow went with the ball, we didn't give up too much except for when he picked on Javonte Dean, who had to come in and play the whole game for Bandy not being out there no more. And I mean, that was about 80% of his passing yards statistically, if I'm not mistaken. What else was that, man? I mean, like, really, a lot of the things that go towards winning the football game momentum-wise, we fell short on. I mean, when it came to time possession, it was somewhat even, but I think they won that battle. They definitely won a turnover battle. We gave up a pick six, had another interception. We lost the field position battle, as I was speaking on earlier with the shank punts and whatnot. We had a missed field goal early in the game that was 3 points that we really could have helped us out towards the end of the game, situation-wise, because we was down 16. At that 3 points, we'd be down 13. That's a whole different situation, trying to come back in the fourth quarter, even though time ran out on us. Being in the point where you guys scored 2 touchdowns for the lead versus having to score 2 touchdowns and go for 2 and get it twice just tie the game up. That's 2 whole different feelings, you feel me? But yeah. Especially when it came to the way we dug our hole for ourselves. It was like every time we had one of these mass substitutions that Diaz likes to do, and I ain't got no problem with backups playing. It's just when you have so many of them on this field at the same time, you kind of handicap yourself towards giving up big plays. And so that big plays kind of happen, especially that 50-yard touchdown run when the running back went untouched. We overloaded one side of the defensive side, and they had the offensive line overloaded to the opposite side. And Joe Burrow saw that and audible to run to that side of the formation. And it was like we had Robert Knowles as safety on that side. No disrespect to the man. And we had backup linebackers in front of him. It was like, man, it was the stars aligned for that big play to happen. And it was a punch in the mouth after we had a touchdown taken away to get a touchdown like that to break the tie when it was 3-3 before that. It was like we ain't never really responded to that. We was stunned. And I just thought it was kind of real disorganized on Diaz's part to allow that to happen, personnel-wise. And about the uniforms, man, it's like every time we do something fancy with our uniforms, we historically don't do too well in those games. I think we're something like 4-10 or something real atrocious like that record-wise. And, you know, I'm down with the whole cause. We were supporting everything, but, you know, give us a helmet sticker next time, not a whole uniform. It's like we wore trash and we played like trash. I mean, hats off to LSU and everything. He took care of business on both sides of the ball. On offense, man, they went forward on 4th and short And that's one of the signs of being a good team, is when you can have the confidence in yourself to go for it in those situations, regardless of field position. Even though they had good field position at the time we gave it to them, and converting in those situations takes a big man of a team. You got to win the physical matchup to convert a fourth and short on multiple occasions, which they did to us. So good job to them on that side of the ball for not only having the balls to try it, but to be able to execute it. And then on the defensive side of the ball, Dave Aranda, he one of the best in the country, one of the highest paid in the country for a reason. I heard the O-line saying post-game or post-practice interviews that they ran multiple blitzes that we weren't prepared for, didn't practice for. And so, shout out to him for being creative, even though what I thought I saw was pretty simple in these backside corner blitzes that Malik never really audible the hot route to a receiver that would be open off that blitz, or even use the fake snap count to make the defense show their hand, which I've seen high school quarterbacks do, much less a fifth-year redshirt senior have the experience or knowledge to be able to do or read defenses pre-snap. Was something we was just incapable of for whatever reason. And that's not even on top of the fact that all the missed throws or the fact that the quarterback had more rushing attempts than our running backs all combined. I had a problem with that. It just seems like, the team overall ain't really fucking with Malik like that. And that touchdown he scored, only 2 or 3 guys celebrated with him. And that time he got tackled and had his shoulder pad up over his jersey, it's like nobody on the team helped him fix that. I thought that kind of speaks volumes as to the morale of the team and how together they are as brothers. Because as a football team, you're supposed to be brothers. You got to go out there and fight for each other and sacrifice your body for each other on an every play basis to be a good football team. And that was just a troubling sight to me. Us including the circulating story about Amon Richards snapping on Malik Rozier on the sideline or at halftime, and then sitting out for the rest of the game, and the team talking about how he got hurt and that's why he didn't play. I don't know if I'm really buying that personally, but that's just me. Because the guys out there were visibly frustrated on multiple occasions on how things were going on the field. And that just contributes to the idea of the whole team descent thing that they all seem to have going on out there. And I'm hoping the fact that we got these 3 relatively easier games coming up on our schedule, that we can get that turned around regardless of who plays quarterback. Even if it is Malik, I hope he turns himself around and plays better. I know he was kind of inconsistent last year. He had his good moments and his bad moments. It's safe to say LSU was a bad moment, but we can expect good moments from him if he's out there on the field to continue for the rest of the season. If not, hey, we can move forward with whoever we got. But really, enough about that. There were some good things to point out during the game. Jeff Thomas, he balled out there. Gerald Willis, he had an incredible effort out there. I love the way he played on the defensive line. It was a big game for him. He said it would be, and he went out there and played like it. I appreciate that effort. We need about 10 more like on both sides of the ball, you feel me? And I was hoping the side in Dallas, I did have a good time that whole weekend for the trip. We did the Six Flags thing. We packed out Mavericks ball for the Canapalooza pregame party. We tailgated all day on Sunday. That was nice. I got to meet Randall Hill. He was one of my heroes. The guy that caught that touchdown in the Cotton Bowl in the early 90s and ran through the tunnel. If you don't know who Randall Hill is, that's him. I found some street tacos in Dallas. It was real authentic Mexican food. It was on point, did me right. And as far as that tactical laser tag battle thing I was trying to set up, not too many folks that I planned on showed up, but we still had fun out there. Six Flags was real cool, and just overall, man, it had a good time with a bunch of other Canes fans, man. This whole fan base is a family. It ain't a nation, it's a family, you feel me? And so whoever I was able to link up with, I appreciate linking up with. I had a good time the whole weekend, the game aside. And I was real impressed with how we showed up and who we are and who LSU is and what their fan base is like. And they got one of the loudest stadiums in the country. We really had that fan base in the game 50-50 or maybe 60-40. But, for us being a small private school we is, I was real impressed with that. That was real impressive. So yeah, man, it's probably gonna do it for this episode of Calhouns Fingernail. I might throw some footage from the weekend. I got a little bit of pictures, a little bit of videos from the parties in the game and where my seats was and the good time we had other than getting our ass whooped in the game. But appreciate y'all watching. As always, hands raised, thumbs connected. That's how we throw up to you around here. Go Canes. Caniac Chris signing out.